Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, the show where we look at practical, sensible cars that are over 15 years old that you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000, and we have lots of fun doing so. So this is a 1978 Princess 3200 HLS. It's just a Princess, it's not a Leyland Princess, it's not an Austin Princess, it's just a Leyland Princess. Now, obviously, these were sold by the Austin Morris division of British Leyland, and so a lot of people do refer to them as a Leyland Princess, and that's kind of correct. One of the things that the dealerships did have a problem with was actually knowing what to do in terms of registering them. The DVLA wanted a marque, and they wanted a model name for these cars. And so what would happen was a lot of dealerships just put Leyland Princess. Some of them put Austin Morris Princess. There wasn't actually a consensus really as to exactly what to do. But yeah, it is just technically just a Princess. That's what I will sort of refer it to as. So the design of the car actually dates back a little bit before the Princess name came onto them, and that's because these were originally marketed as the Austin or Morris 1800 or 2200, pretty much in the same way that the Land Crabs had been. There was an HR model of those, of course, as well. There was both of those. There was also a Wolseley Saloon. It was just called Wolseley Saloon, only available with this engine. And those cars were only available from March to September of 1975. They weren't sold after that because they decided to actually abolish this sort of separate idea that Austin and Morris would sell the same car under two different names, and this left the car with well, a little bit of an issue because they had to redo everything again. Very confusing. So the base model of these was the 1800L originally. Came with the 1.8 B series engine, generating around 86 horsepower. This engine, the 2.2 litre E series 6-cylinder, this is 110 horsepower. When the car was renamed the Princess 2 in 1978, it actually ended up with a 1.7 and 2 litre engines as well as the E series. One had 87 horsepower and one 95 horsepower. So the difference in power wasn't actually that great between the 2 litre O series and this 2.2. Now, one of the things to realise about the Ambassador was that it wasn't available with that 6-cylinder engine at all, and actually people complained about that quite a lot. I presume that they imagined that the Ambassador was just pretty much a car that was only really ever going to sell in Britain, and indeed it was only sold in Britain, unlike the Princess, it was sold in other places. You see foreign language adverts of these cars. Well, viewers, here we are in a housing estate of the period of this car. See, this being a 78, it feels right at home around here. I really like the lines of this car. I think the design is actually really handsome. It's obviously completely of the era, and you either like these or you don't really, but they are starting to appreciate in value. This car is actually worth more than the Sensible Secondhand Classics budget. It's worth somewhere around £7,000 to £8,000 if you want to buy it. Obviously it's not for sale. It belongs to Mr. Webmore, and he's looking forward to keeping it for some time to come. Just typical colour for this. You know, I'm getting the Terry and June vibes very much. Terry Scott, of course, in Terry and June had a Princess. It wasn't this colour, it was a green one. And then, of course, in Brookside, Ricky Tomlinson's character had one of these. It was actually in the title sequence, it was a blue one. Let's have a look in the boot. One of the main problems with this car was that the management thought that only the Maxi should have a hatchback, and so the Allegro and Princess missed out. Still, the boot is pretty big. Let me just get my hand untangled from there. Just goes up like that. You could get a conversion for a Princess hatchback. I think a company called, I think it was Tour Cars, actually did the conversion for this. But still really big. I mean, the spare wheels just here. We don't need to lift up the boot mat. Lots of things in here ready for a show tomorrow. And a very interestingly coloured exhaust pipe. I don't know why it's that colour, but I quite like it actually. So yes, originally supplied by dealership in Llantrisant, which is in South Wales. The HLS was the absolute top of the range of the Princess models. So 2200. This is the V600 engine, not the V6. Very easy to get in and out of this car. For some reason, you don't get anything on the steering wheel whatsoever. There's just nothing. I'll just pause a second whilst I close the door. So we have vinyl, vinyl, vinyl. Lots of lovely vinyl. I think this might be a leather steering wheel though, but I'm not entirely sure. No badge on here for some reason. No Princess logo, no Leyland plug hole of despair, nothing. Nothing at all. Very comfortable seats, really comfortable actually, surprisingly so. Oh, that's nice, that's really good. Super Cuppa sticker up here as well, that's the reverse of it. And we've got a microphone for the Bluetooth kit that's in here, because this is actually a radio that it's got sort of Bluetooth and things in it. It just looks like an older one, which is really good. I would do that myself if this was my car. So we've got in there something for the ventilation. That's good. That means you can have the sort of air mix and things in here. Pretty straightforward heating controls for the 1970s. It's got handbrake lights over there for some reason. Fog light. That's the lights. See, we've got a little glow going on there with the lights. Has a warning switch, reheated window, and that's for the instrument dimmer panel. Got the horn and the indicator stalk on the right. That's pretty normal for a Leyland product of the 70s. Choke is here. That's the 2-speed wipers there. We don't have on this car an intermittent wipe. Presumably you don't get it at all because this is the HLS at top of the range. And we've got a little Princess down there too. Excellent. 4-speed manual on this car. 5-speed wasn't available. Most HLSs with the 6-cylinder engine were auto. This is a rare kind of manual car. I even like this headlighting. That's really, really nice. It's very plush and kind of like a kind of 70s lounge sort of way, and I really like it. I like the amount of character this car has, which is amazing. I don't think the secret mission documents are going to go in there, unfortunately, viewers. I will go in a mount in a second and have a look, but I don't think they're going in, which is a shame. We do have some door pockets, although they're really, really, really small for reasons I don't know, best known to Harris Mann or whoever designed the interior. What's in here? Is this anything, or is this just... That's nothing. I thought that might be a tray of some kind or something, but oh no, it is. Oh yes, fantastic. Yeah, someone's really thought about this, haven't they? Thought about how to put things in. I don't know what that thing is there. But I don't know at all what that is. I do know what this is. That's for the electric aerial just here. I'm not going to touch that because I don't want to break anything. But excellent. Let's have a seat in the back, shall we? So there is Alan's Instagram. If you want to look this car up, he's got several others, of course, that we are also filming today. That's pretty good for a 70s car of this size. Brilliant. I'll just shut the door. Yeah, I mean, the headlining is, I think, very slightly sagging here. This might just be what they were like. I don't even know if this is like anything unusual. But yeah, loads of room in here. I think there was an advert back in the day of someone being driven around in a Princess in the back, some kind of Captain Industry or something, and I feel like a Captain Industry in the back of here. It's very nice. You've got this lovely carpet, brown seat fabric and brown vinyl door cards and all sorts of exciting things. There is a rear armrest in there, but there's blankets on here. I'm not going to take that off. We've got brown cushions. It's just amazing, viewers. And oh, we've got, I wonder if these work. Yes! Fantastic. That's great. Oh, that one doesn't work. Never mind. 1 out of 2 is not bad. We've actually got speakers in the back of here as well. Yeah, I'm rather impressed here. The seat position, if you're in the back, you put your knees up quite high. You can't quite slouch too much, but that's okay. There's no mat pockets or anything here. Oh, it's really comfortable. I'm very, very much impressed. In the first series of professionals, Gordon Jackson actually drove 2 of these. One was a green one and one was a red one. And yes, a nice, comfy place to be. Okay, well, let's have a look at the engine, shall we? This is the 6-cylinder E-Series engine here, in this case developing 110 horsepower. We tend to 6-cylinder immediately because of number of HT leads we've got here. Transversely mounted, of course. The transmission is in the sump. So you think, where's this gearbox? Well, it is on one side of the engine, but there we go. Just amazing. There's the carb at the top there. Lots of space in here. I mean, you could probably fit an even bigger engine to this if you wanted to, but this was the biggest engine that the Princess was available with. Same one actually as in the later Land Crabs from 72 onwards. This was an option in them as well. It is related to the E-Series engine, but was used in the Allegro and the Maxi 2. There we go, the Austin Morris Group British Leyland, but I'm not allowed to call it anything other than just a Princess because that's not actually correct. I like the fog lights in front of here as well. Probably that switch inside is probably for those fog lights, isn't it? That's what it's for. Anyway, viewers, that's enough of me talking about the engine bay and the interior of the car. It's time to go for another drive. Trim levels available on this Princess 2, which came about actually in '78 with the replacement of the B-Series engine. With the O Series, 1.7 and 2 litre forms were L. That was only available on the 1.7. Then HL and HLS, which were available on everything. The Princess actually went out of production in '81, actually ahead of when the Ambassador started. And the Ambassador is a car that's very divisive. Some people really like them, some people don't. I myself am a fan of John Shuttleworth, and so I probably do. But you know, there we go. To drive, this is well, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it anyway. And the gearbox is probably not the best I've ever tried, but it's typical sort of transmission in some. But this car really feels like a very big Allegro in terms of the way it drives and just the way it feels, and that's fine by me because I like driving Allegros. I think they're great. Maxi also feels quite similar to this. Again, not really much of a surprise there. Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. I love the way that this car just smooths over the bumps. Obviously that's due to the hydrogas system that's in suspension, which is just absolutely fantastic. Just don't even realise that these speed bumps are there, which is that's the sort of thing you want, really, isn't it? You want to have a nice, smooth, nice time, and you certainly do with this car, I can tell you. Performance isn't particularly impressive. I mean, this car does 0 to 60 in about 12 seconds. Some of the other models, like 0 to 60 is about 16 or 15 seconds. It's not a fast car, this. I think probably if you're comparing this with, like, I don't know, Ford Granada or something like that, there's no comparison whatsoever. This car is really rather slow by a lot of people's standards, but that doesn't mean that I don't like it. In fact, I think it's great. It's just not the fastest car I've ever come across in my life, and that's not necessarily a problem or anything. It just means you've got to take your time. And you know, if you're very comfortable, like I am right now, and you're enjoying yourself, which I am, then it's fine. I just love the way that this car makes people feel. Like, you know, people feel happy when they see it and they wave. And you know, amongst some people it makes them very nostalgic, and that's great. It makes me feel very happy driving this, and that's a wonderful thing. So viewers, should you buy a Princess with your hard-earned budget, be £1,000 and £5,000? Well, you can get a sort of bit of a rough Princess for about £4,000 perhaps. A total restoration's about £2,000. Car in this condition is about £7,000 to £8,000. There are a few things to watch on this, obviously, apart from the usual rust. You've got to make sure your hydrogas is in decent condition. That's a good idea. But you know, we've got British owned electrics in this. The brakes are really good in this, actually. They're surprisingly good. In fact, you can fit Princess brakes to a Capri to make it stop a bit better. But yeah, I've very much enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to some other cars from Alan's collection, which are going to be brilliant if they're in anything as nice condition as this, which most of them actually are. So thank you so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more reasonably priced nostalgic products.